Hello and welcome to Lighthouse Training Videos. In this video we will demonstrate how to display historic data lists and export the data to Excel spreadsheets. Start with setting the time frame for the data. Go to the Time Range to Display panel, click on the time that you want to record, select between hour, 4 hours, 8 hours, 24 hours, or 1 week. In this case we will work with 1 hour. You can display a historic data list from several areas on the software. You can from the map section, from the list section, from the grid section, and even from the reports section. Let's start with working with the map section. On the map section, you can do a complete area or overview by clicking on a background away from any of the shaded areas, and this will bring up the area actions for main facility. Slide over to the arrow and go down to Display Historic List and left click on Display Historic Data List. As you see, we've got a list for every sensor associated with the entire facility. With the historic data list displayed, all you need to do is use the hotkeys Control and C to copy the data to the clipboard, open Excel, and then paste with Control V. Now that you know how to use copy and paste commands to export your data to Excel, let's discuss the various different ways you can get to the historic data list. Let's go back to the main screen. I'm going to close this data list down by clicking on the X in the upper right hand corner. We already showed you how to do it from a map area. If you need to go into a specific room, select that room, and again you can do the entire room by clicking on the room area and go down to Historic Data List and click on Historic Data List, and it'll give you everything for that room. If you want a sensor specific, you can go to the sensor, left click, go to all channels, or go to the individual channel and you can select Display Historic Data List, and it'll give you that information just for that particular sensor. Next we'll show you how the list section works. Let's close this one by hitting the black X in the corner, and we'll go over to the list tab, left click on the list tab, and it'll give us the list of the sensors that are associated with building A. If you want to do the entire facility, you can go to up and it will bring up everything in the entire facility. With the list sensors, all you have to do is highlight one of the rows, left click, click on its name, and display historic data list. It'll bring up the information for that sensor or that channel. And next let's go to the grid. The grid tab again has a grid layout of all the sensors in the facility, and you can also filter this by going to the Go To, click on Main Facility, and let's select Building B and go to Building B, and that'll narrow it down to just the sensors in the B building. If you need to do a historic data list just for the B building, you can click anywhere away from the sensors. This will bring us up the area actions for Building B and go down to Display Historic Data List and left click on that, and it'll bring up the list. If you need to do a specific sensor, go to the sensor, left click, you can go to all channels or individual channels and click on Display Historic Data List. Let's go ahead and hit the up button, take us back to our main facility, and let's go over to the Reports tab On the Reports tab, down at the bottom, there is a Display Historic Data List for convenience. Now, since we're at the main facility, it's going to display everything in the main facility. As you can see, it's fairly large, and depending on the date frame that you've used, this could be well over 10,000 lines. So you may want to narrow this down before you use that. And you can narrow it down by going to the go to main facility, select a building, and go to that building. And when you run the historic data list, it'll only be just for building B. This concludes the video for displaying historic data list. If you have any questions about this video or any other Lighthouse products, please visit our webpage at www.golighthouse.com. Thank you.